Hello, Spinner94 here, bringing you another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle, and my god, don't you just hate versing teams like this? The person that has to bring all legendaries thinking they're going to win every match because, you know, they just have to win every match. I mean, yeah, it's me being incredibly salty, but it's a personal pet hatred of mine. People that just have to bring all legendaries to win because they think they're going to be good and stuff. I mean, sometimes it is just little kids on the end of it, but my god, age shouldn't matter with that. It's just like, come on, have a bit of skill and decency. And it's even worse when people know what they're kind of doing. Like, if I was showing my opponent here, she definitely knows what they're doing. So anyway, I lead off with this match. I lead off with my Shuckle, of course, because Shuckle's quite the reliable lead. And of course, I'm going to get the Sticky Web and the Stealth Rock set up as this thing's going to try to hit me with S. ORAS thinking he's going to get the super effective, but no Bug Rock. I'm going to live that. Interestingly there, he goes for the Psychic, and I do manage to live that, and the Confy Boost increases my special defense, making sure I can live this thing a bit longer. So definitely going to hit this thing up with a Toxic so I can get racking the damage up. So I'm not going to be just, it's a case of Shuckle's going to die anyway, so I might as well get the poison on this thing and make this Mew just less of a threat, because it's probably got Recover somewhere in there. So, infected by Lockdown here, and it's slowly going to take damage. I mean, the leftovers Mew set is quite an annoying one to verse, so poison on it's definitely worth it, even if I'm going to live with a 1 HP there as well, so that's just perfect. Anyway, so he goes for the Ice Beam here, and that hits me up quite nastily, actually. So unfortunately, Lockdown is going to go down there. So he does get some more recovery from his leftover here, and he gets poisoned, but as I say, I want to get some damage on this thing as I can. So I go into Arcanine here, and I must admit, he does make quite a decent predict here as I get for the Intimidate, and I go straight for the Crunch. But he does go into his Arceus that does pick Hammy in the Fairy Plate here. So I'm going to hit this thing up with a Crunch and do absolutely no damage, considering I'm banded in Adamant, but it is an Arceus, so it is incredibly bulky, which sucks. So I'm going to withdraw here, and he's going to go for the Earthquake here as I go into the Weezing. I didn't predict the Earthquake, but I did predict the Earth Power. So that's not good for me as he does go into his Darkrai here, and this Darkrai is going to be, everybody hates versing Darkrai. I don't care if you use Darkrai, you're a dick. Sorry. That's honestly how I feel. Maybe if you agree to an Ubers match, and even then, I can understand if people say, no big Darkrai, how it's just Dark Void, it's just annoying. So, unfortunately, I'm going to get hit by the said Darkrai Void, which is just annoying, but fortunately for me, I don't get affected by the bad dreams. But he does hit me with the Sludge Bomb here, and this time, when I saw that, I'm like, okay, this person knows what he's doing, he's got the coverage, so I get hit with the Sludge Bomb again, and unfortunately I'm going to go down to that. So at this point he's got nothing I particularly would want to come in here, and even the Ho-Ho would take Stealth Rock's damage, as I'm just going to go for that powerful Flare Bit and completely wreck this thing. So get out of my face, Darkrai, you are annoying and nobody likes you. Sorry about that, I do have a bit of a cough here. If I'm going to cough, I'm going to get an Earth away from the camera. So I go into his Arceus here, and I'm thinking, okay, even a Flare Blitz is probably not going to do too much of this thing, and I want to save Arcanine for later. I need my heavy hitters against this kind of team. So I go to Toxic, and he goes for the Earthquake again, so I'm getting the predicts on here, as he does withdraw, and goes back into the Mew. So sorry I'm coughing my guts out here, guys. I shouldn't really be doing this, but I need to get this done while I can. And unfortunately, I'm going to knock my DS, and I'm not going to put that back into place anytime soon, so damn it, Adam, what are you thinking? Get the camera back in place. So I get hit with a Psychic here, and that's going to do a huge chunk of damage and just wreck me completely. I thought I could live at least one of these, but no, I underestimated Mew here, as I'm going to finally get the camera back into a decent position. So it's down to half health here. I'm going into Arcanine. I know you're not going to be faster than me with the Sticky Web. So I get the Intimidate going, and I just go straight for the Flare Blitz and kill off this Mew. So I'm hoping to keep that Battengarner going in the battle. He can take out a Pokemon of mine, but I don't mind losing at that time, as I'm able just to hit it with a Flare Blitz. So he goes into Ho-Ho here, and that is not looking too good for me. His pressure's going to mount, and I'm like, oh, this battle's not looking good. This Ho-Ho's going to wreck my life. As I go into White Beak, I thought that's the only thing that's really going to take anything from this, as he does go for the Earthquake, and that does a decent chunk of damage, but White Beak is fully defensive here, and I'm just going to get ready to hit things up with what I can. So I go for the Toxic here, protecting the switches. He does carry Thunder, which is not good for me. I don't know if I can live one of these. So the Thunder's going to hit me, as I'm going to... No, sorry, it's going to miss me, as I do manage to hit with the Poison, and this thing's going to start racking up with damage. So he does go for the Thunder here, and now it hits me, and it does a huge chunk of damage, and of course it has to bloody paralyze me, so, and I get the paralyze on that turn, and, that just ruined this match for me. That bloody paralyze just, Yes, I am salty here, God, man, I just hate versing teams like this, if, because people have to win. I mean, good God, I can understand if you like winning, but then there's just this, I'm coming across as incredibly salty, but God, I hate versing teams like this. People deserve a bit of flack. So I'm going to Bruce Lee here. Bruce Lee's going to take this thing out with a Fake Out probably, and if not, the poison damage is going to rack this up. At least I could bring in my Mega safely. So I'm going to hit this thing up with a Fake Out and take this thing out for good. and you know it's going to go down. So unfortunately he's going to bring in his Giratina, and that is not good for me because I'm not going to be able to do too much damage to this thing either way. So I'll go for the Headbutt here and do a good chunk of damage as it goes for the Shadow Fall. Luckily for me, it doesn't do any more than that, and the Shadow Force, you know, it gives me time to switch and go into my Arcanine here. The Intimidate's going to not do it down, well, it's going to lower its attack, which is weird because it's not around, so it shouldn't, but whatever. But with lowering its attack, I am able to live that on 10 HP and hit this thing up with a crunch, getting rid of it for good. Just getting wrecked in there. So he brings in this Ramstein here, and I'm so thankful Shuckle did his job before. The Sticky Web's going to start doing its thing, the Stealth Rocks are going to do its thing. But it's going to set up that Turbo Blaze, and I'm just going to go straight for the Crunch here as Arcanine does a huge chunk of damage. It does go for the Blue Flare, which isn't very effective, but it's enough to kill off my Arcanine, so good work Arcanine, you did a great job there. So Bruce Lee's going to come in here, and I believe it's my last Pokemon here, as I'm going to hit this thing up with a Fake Out, get the Flinch, then go for the Thunder Punch. I know it's resisted, but it's enough to kill this thing off from here, just in case he wanted to switch. So with this thing out of the way, he's going to go into his Arceus here, and this is where I have to hope and pray. This thing seemed quite bulky, and it's the Fairy type. I don't have any super effective damage, as I go for the Zen Headbutt, and it does manage to kill. So thankfully I do manage to beat this incredibly annoying all legendary team. So thank you for watching this match. I am very salty with this match, as you can tell. But thank you for tuning in. If you like the video, feel free to like, subscribe, etc. I'd love some more feedback. As I say, I've asked for some feedback on my new microphone. I think it did excellent. It seems a lot better than the previous one I was using. So thank you very much for watching, and of course, as always, I hope you all have a nice day, and thank you for putting up with my cough. Peace out.